So let's go to body of knowledge and exam tips, and let's see what it has. So here, as I said, the pre-qualification, the area of examination. So once you get your scorecard, it will show what you did in which areas. So metallurgy, welding process, procedure and qualification, definitions, acronyms, and symbols, welding inspection in the examination, refinery welding issues, welding materials. So these are the areas you get a fair idea that where the question coming from. So what you should know about terms, definition, vocabulary, welding process, advantage, disadvantage, welding inspection, common issues encountered, how to handle them. You should know about WPS, PQR. This would be a single process and would be very basic questions, okay? And supporting PQR. Welder qualification, non-destructive examination. You should know about the concept, application in the procedure report, equipment, essential, non-essential parameters, basic knowledge of metallurgy, physical, mechanical properties, post-weld, etc. And then know about common welding defects, which we have brought extensive PowerPoint presentation. You can see when you buy our course. So these are what each module is, and you can see this in our course overview. And there would be some practical type of question. For example, chlorine and fluoride content should be 1% of austenitic material for PT. So these are everyday encounter of like awareness type of question that if as an inspector you would sort of encounter this sort of thing. So you're supposed to know this. We have a classroom training as well, a blended course. And then you should know about, say, what is the recommended practice for PMI, positive material identification, is 578. Same thing, you should know about these titles, not the actual ones, but just the titles. Say process piping is B31.3. So you need to remember that. Or hot tapping is API 2201, okay? And then NDT qualification, we have 3 guideline and standards, ISO 9712, CP189, which is actually again a standard, but a version of the ASNTC1A. And they more or less say what is the eye test, what is the responsibility of the levels of NDT, level 1, level 2, level 3, etc. So I'm going to give you some exam tips here, no negative marking, so answer all the questions. Anything in doubt, flag it off and go back to it at the end just to make sure that you did the best possible answer that you know of. 4 possible answers, multi-choice. So API never uses terms such as none of the above, all of the above. I've seen some training companies or trainers, they bring this sort of question. So this is a bit confusing. Shouldn't, no such a question comes up like both A and B or none of the above or all of the above. So you should know, because you're doing, say, material test certificate, you're reviewing it. So you should know what magnesium or manganese stand for, what Fe stands for, that sort of thing. And then do a time management, 2.5 minutes per question at the moment. So make sure that you're not short of time. Obviously, some of the questions can be answered in seconds, but it's always good to have a time management. Flag off any question that you're in doubt, go at the end. The other trick is when there is a doubtful question, try to understand why a particular answer is right and why the others are wrong. Okay, so you can eliminate them, right click, and then zoom in on the, say, 2 possible answers, best answers, and then try your chance. Sometimes a wrong answer is actually a valid statement. So don't jump into answer immediately. Read what they are asking for. There might be a negative form, not. So there might be a very, very valid statement in the code. You clearly remember it, but that might be a wrong answer because that's not what they are asking for. That's not relevant actually at all. So you didn't, if you don't read the answer question properly, you might actually use the wrong answer, although it's a valid statement. So sometimes they give you irrelevant information. It's not that they want to trick you. They want to understand whether you can read between the lines. You can differentiate between relevant and irrelevant information in an actual scenario. Okay, so you need to zoom in what is given, what is asked. So some of the questions are awareness, practical type of question, and it's based solely on your experience as an inspector. We try to, some candidates, if they have lack of experience, we try to bring a lot of practical type of question, common things that the inspector should know. Remember that they don't want you, API, that to memorize things, but the principles theory, but they want you to understand the principles theory, interpretation, and evaluation. So memorizing does not help because they always rephrase the question. So you should understand why this is done and how is it done, and what is the concept or philosophy behind that. So we try to explain in our courses each one so you understand what is the red lines. So most questions are rephrased, although some questions might directly come. Do a proper time management. And you can see the number of questions versus time spent on the normally on the top right-hand corner of your screen during the exam. 70% pass rate. So try to attempt smaller questions quickly, the one you're absolutely sure, and then go back to the difficult questions that you think is difficult for you. And then, some of them, as I said, is practical type of questions. So you should have some experience, and it's only gained through observation, but we try to sort of compensate for that. So that's pretty much it. And as I said, you can always contact us via WhatsApp. You can contact us by filling our form. You can have a free registration, and I would be more than happy to answer any questions if you may have. Thank you for listening.